Insight program. We are T-minus 2 minutes until our phone call with Air Asia over in Malaysia. It is about 11 o'clock at night. So we are going to talk with them about the pod pack, see if they're interested. We're pretty excited about the call and look forward to seeing what they think. So I'll give everybody a shout out and an update later after we're done. Here you're out. 2 batteries, yes. Yep. And eat the average 6 pounds for the empty rate, 6 pounds. So it's still trying to figure out how to. We're for the MVP. We're working with carbon fiber and some other materials. So we're trying to see how light we can figure out to get this thing. Timing is great right now because circuitry and all these components are really tiny now. It's not like it was 10 years ago. It's come a long way. Cameras are so tiny now compared to what they were before. They take the wires themselves you can barely even see them. I mean, it's amazing how far we've come in just 10 years since the phone industry is really what pushed a lot of this stuff. But yeah, it's designed to be extremely lightweight. We're not trying to come in at 15 pounds and then you still load up another 30 pounds inside of it. That was a big deal for us, lightweight capacity. No, LED UVC. Yeah, on the title it gets so long to list the smart stuff that we just slimmed it up but it's LED UVC. Yeah, the lamps they work, but the design is a little bit tougher that way when we looked at it. LED is totally the way to go for anything having to do with lighting and disinfection at this point. Right. They're C-type. They're angled a specific way so they never come into contact with the person. And even then, it's locked. So they won't be able to turn it on, with the thing open. There's a new type of UVC. It's UVC light or something, UV light. I don't know much about it, but it just crossed my desk the other day. And supposedly it's like just as powerful as UVC, but it has zero of the damaging effects. Is that the one? Yeah, that is it. Yeah, right. Yeah, have you heard if that's a fact? I mean, I haven't read up on the science on it to see if it's even, if it's legit enough for the application that I'm trying to do. So far, we've been, selecting the hardware and the science that we know has been proven and been sitting there for a little while. Um, Business model, we've talked about that. It's cyclical reuse. One luggage set goes a long way. That's what's great about our model is, just producing 20,000 units touches a lot of passengers. It just doesn't take a lot to make a difference. Where Yeah, yes, you pick it up. You take it on your trip. It's imprinted to the user for the duration of the trip. They get access to all the benefits and features on board, and then when they get back, they turn it back in. It goes through its cleaning process, which right now is predicted to be less than 5 minutes in terms of the wipe down, separate from the UVC, the wipe down and everything else. And then it's wiped clear of that data. The data itself is stored on the server, and then it's recirculated back in for the next passenger. Yeah, you book it in advance. Ownership? Yeah, ownership. But it's just not possible because it's too smart of a device for people. Like in terms of the security risk. So by keeping it as a shared use model, control in terms of knowing where it's at and whether someone's tampered with it, and being able to utilize the data, it makes all that possible. The second we sell it, it won't. Nobody will approve it. So. Yep, just like a rental car. The policy is quite similar to a rental car. Um, well, this is what we were talking about. In terms of access, what we have mapped out right now, because we're targeting the business class first, um, is that they actually pick it up from work and then drop it back off at their place of employment. The employer actually pays to have their employees use the luggage as a benefit. And right now, given COVID, it actually looks like it'll end up being like a tool that they'll want to have on them as a safety measure, to feel comfortable about traveling. We have a couple other models, but this is the model that we're going with right now, as we continue to evaluate the market and see what's going on. But it does make pickup and drop off easy. In terms of revenue streams, like I said, you won't see on here anything about the data because that's, for me, it's just it is like kind of like an ethical thing. So just determined that it just didn't make sense to try and hold on to it. But yeah, the monthly user fee for the B2B, that's going to the company pays that and offers it to their employees, and then we have a monthly subscription fee based on the hardware memory space on board. We want to lease out by the megabyte. So if your Avis rental car or your bank wants to be able to have those passengers have access to their travel applications, then they would pay us a small fee to have that app on board. A lot of people ask me, what about the phone? And the truth is, the phone is a personal device, and typically it's already filled up with whatever apps they use for their personal day. So this is an opportunity for all those other travel apps that nobody ever sees that can actually improve the passenger experience to have a shot at making a difference in travel. And then lastly, we've discussed briefly the battery bank, energy depository. Obviously, airports for a couple decades now have been pretty tapped out in terms of supply and demand on energy, and we saw it as an opportunity to ensure passengers are always fully charged. In terms of our timeline, MVP is where we're 100% focused right now. 2021 is when we're slated to launch the product, primarily featuring the UVC with a few IoT items. And then 2022 is when we plan to take that same product that's already out there and just upgrade the hardware for the self-check-in. We've designed the shell to already house everything that's needed, but knowing all the regulatory process that we're going to have to go through, we want to launch with just UVC first, and then work through the channels for everybody to get on board and get on the same page. That's what. Yeah, one of the things we noticed was that it's an opportunity for those baggage handlers to see on the screen where this needs to be at very quickly. Personally, having done that job, it was annoying. Like, it's sometimes you just get so much in the moment you don't even check anyways, and you just keep going because you got a lot of demand, or the plane has to get off the ground in 72 minutes. So this makes it easy, and we're actually looking at, for the MVP, a green light and a red light, indicating as well if it's even supposed to be loaded, if it's in the right spot. And then also for if you have to pull it out of the belly of the plane, to be able to track that bag down within seconds versus wasting 10 minutes looking for a bag because the passenger's not there or on the wrong plane. So yeah, the screen is there. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And then 2023, as we talked about, just pursuing leisure travel as well as looking into UAV to see if that market actually ends up launching around that time. It'll It'll be active this year, yes. It just won't have, we won't be promoting the at-home self-check-in yet until everything is approved and is cleared, you know, the regular.
The screen will it display, I can't see on the image clearly enough, but will it display have the barcode that you conventionally have on a bag tag?
Yes, yes. That will be one of the basic IoT features for the first launch, yes. Yeah. Really, the second phase is really just the self check-in. It's just more complex in terms of getting everybody on the same page. So the other stuff is a lot more simple to be able to produce. Um, like I said, we just finished our prototype number 9, so it took 8 to get to this point, and then our MVP is what we're building now. Given that the results came in pretty good, we're one of the partners we have is Autodesk Inc. Pretty awesome guys. You know, they pretty much design all the software for almost anything, especially within airports. So they've been helping us out a lot, as well as giving us access to pretty much all their equipment that they have. Our mission, you know, it's actually, at least it's a big deal for me. You know, we really want to make a difference in travel, especially with COVID. COVID just kind of expedites some of this for us. You know, we didn't just start this company 2 months ago. You know, it's been there for a couple of years. And it was interesting to see how the types of things we were pitching, and a lot of times it wasn't coming through, but now it's coming through clear as day to a lot of people. And so we want to make a difference, especially in the mitigation. We think that the future is, we think right now it's going to make a huge impact, but we think the impact's really about the future, because those contagions are going to keep happening. You know, when we did the research, there was at least 30 of them that have happened over the last like 30, 40 years. So it wasn't like SARS-CoV-2 was anything new. But we think it's a chance now to get everything on track and get it right. We want to improve operational safety. I know my safety was always on the line when I was out there. I saw a lot of areas of improvement. This product doesn't help all of them, but it addresses some of those key areas that I noticed. And then just reestablish confidence for people to travel. You know, we talked to a lot of people who are still scared, and we're trying to relay the message. There's a lot of different things happening that are going to make this safe and make it better. So.